just had my first race with pitskill.io. This was I want to title it Coming to America, but that's not what it was. But it was like the America's Challenge or whatever. But it's for the rookies because this is actually my very first race on pitskill.io. The reason why I wanted to do a race at pitskill.io because it was more league based, and a lot of times when I do racing, it's always kind of like set up like LFM or something like that. And even though LFM technically is a league, right, but it doesn't feel like a league, so I wanted to kind of do something like pitskill as an introduction into doing more league racing. Because after this, I plan on joining like private leagues too and just getting better that way, right? But anyways, let me explain the race, right? So it was basically America, basically everybody here on this hemisphere race. It was at Paul Ricard. I ain't gonna lie, didn't feel like I was gonna do this. So damn fly gnat. I've been trying to kill this gnat for like 2 days. Anyways, but it's at Paul Ricard. It's a 1 hour race. I never really do. I'm gonna kill this gnat on camera. I never do 1 hour races. I usually do like 45 minutes or between 25 to 45, but I do more 25-minute races. So I was like, yeah, I gotta practice for this. So I did a couple of practices in regards to like running like hour-long races and just getting my strategy together. But the races, it was cool. I went into it kind of like, I'm gonna be slow because every time I look at the leaderboards and stuff online, I'm always like 3 seconds or 4 seconds off the pace. And I was like, the best I could pull was like a 155, like low 155. And, I see people pulling like 151s, 152s. I'm like, damn. But see, I didn't realize, I didn't take into account that it was going to be a split anyways. So the split I was in, I was doing pretty good. In practice, I qualified like 3. Well, in practice, I got like a third best time. So I felt good going into qualification. I made one change. I lowered the downforce twice, like 2 times. And I lowered the front brake ducts, so I wanted the fronts to get a little hotter. But see, I didn't take also into account that would make it hotter. The tires would heat up quicker. It was just, anyways, that wasn't a good idea. The car, it did not run as good as I wanted it to do in practice. I do that a lot. Sometimes I'll run good in practice, and then like the race will start and be like, you know what, this would have probably made me run better. I should really try that in practice, not try that in something that counts. I gotta stop doing that. If it runs good in practice, I'm using it in practice, right? Only thing I'll adjust is like tire temperatures. That's like the rule of thumb I'm gonna start doing now. Anyways, I didn't qualify good. I got a bunch of like off tracks, and then on the very last lap, that's when I actually pulled a qualifying time, and it was like a low 156. So I was like a second off my fastest time from practice. So put me like far down in the pack. Oh yeah, and let me explain the setup, how they did it. So the way they did it is they had like 18 people. It was an 18 and 19 participant race, right? So what they did is the first 8 minutes, the numbers, say your number was 5, number 0 to 20, y'all would go out, and then the last 8 minutes they would, the higher numbers would go out. Anyways, I qualified 10th. Didn't do too good. It was not that good. But as soon as the race started, I felt confident. I got good. Started 10th. I moved up to 9th. And then, I moved up to 9th. And then I moved, no. I moved up to 8th right off the bat. And then I lost a spot. Dude just dive bombed the hell out of me. I lost a spot. And then there was a guy that was coming behind me. And what I did is I just bump drafted him on the straight all the way past the other guy that just recently passed me. So that put me like back in 8th. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. It put me in 8th. I was running good. My strategy was run 30 liters and then 80 liters on the pit. So I did that. So I wound up coming in really, really early compared to everybody else. Everybody else must have been on different ones, because I do know that you need at least 30 liters and probably about a good 72 to 80 liters on your pit, right? Because you need to be at least between, I guess that's between 105 and 110 or something like that. Whatever the math is, right? You need to be within that to have a sufficient amount of fuel to actually finish the race. So I did that. I came in really early, but then I got 2 warnings like I got one warning like on like the third lap, and then I got another warning like I want to say like lap 10, and then I got like another warning like lap 20. Like I was in 8th and I was about to move up to like 7th or 6th or something like that. Anyways, I got a warning. The messed up thing about these warnings is I felt like the game could have just gave me track limits, you know what I'm saying? But it gave me warnings, and I feel like it was kind of like lame because it's like I barely went over and it gives me a warning. Like that's one thing that sucks, man. Like you barely go over the limit or barely go over the line, and it gives you a warning, but then it gives you a track limit when you go all the way off and you clearly gain an advantage. I feel like a warning should be given only when you gain advantage, and a track limit should be given when it's just like a fault. You know what I mean? It seemed like that would make more sense. But I got those 3 warnings. You know, I lost my spot. A bunch of people got drive-through penalties, so it was a bunch of people that were doing it. So it must have not, it was competitive for me, this race, but for a lot of people, this probably wouldn't be. It was probably like a lower split, but it was a nice race. Winding up doing a whole hour. I did have to pee like halfway through. This fly is getting on my nerves, dude. I swear. Thought I caught him. Anyways, yeah, it was a good race though. It was competitive for me. I like that. Makes me feel good. I'm gonna get a lot more league races because that was cool. I like pitskill.io. I like the format. It was pretty good. Had a gentleman who must have been running it, but in the practice in the chat, he explained, you know, what the format was, and everybody was pretty good. Like it was pretty close racing. Wasn't no assholes or nothing like that. Everybody was being good. I have yet to check my points to see like how the ranking system goes up based on like a successful racer. Now I gotta check that out. Well, I'm gonna check that out, and hopefully it's good. But I have a good thumbs up for pitskill.io. 2 thumbs up for pitskill.io because I actually like the races. It seems like it's tough to do a daily race because it seems like it's not that many people ever that want to do races, like daily races there. It seems like they need to get more of a membership, but it's not that many people on the daily races. I expected this one to be, you know, a bigger turnout because it's kind of like a league race centered format type race, right? So I imagine that, right? But either way it go, I had a good job. I mean, I had a good time racing on pitskill.io. Of course, I'm still doing LFM, but this is good because I had a good experience with them. So it's kind of like I can race in. Now I'm seeing how people are racing in 2 different leagues. You know, like some people would be like, yeah, I race in this league on Tuesday, I race in this league on Friday. I like that. You know, I'm seeing that. But yeah, I like that. I like pitskill.io. All right, man. Check y'all later. Oh yeah, by the way, I am now offering memberships. Currently, right now, we have a GT300 and GT500 tiers. Tier. It's just all combined. I may or may not split them up down the line, but right now they're together. And yeah, you get exclusive offers in there. I don't really know the offers right now off the top of my head, but if you check in the description, you'll be there. You can join that. You can be a member of this channel as well. Until then, I'll see y'all later.